Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another edition of JTH Reacts. I'm your host JTH, and today we are prepared to review and react to another movie trivia Schmoedown. On today's JTH Reacts, we are going to react to our very first InnerGeekDom division match. And this is a match that is very much anticipated by a lot of people on the Schmoedown Facebook page. It is the captain, Robert Meyer Burnett, going one-on-one against the Joker, Jeremy Jahns. This is a #1 contenders match for the InnerGeekDom Championship. This match has been getting a lot of buzz from a lot of people on the Facebook page, as I mentioned. In fact, I want to plug somebody really quick because when I saw this, this was so amazing. Here, take a look at this right here. This is fan artwork that was made for this match in particular. This is a unbelievable artwork that was made. In fact, I believe his name was Brian Ward. Created this picture. It's unbelievable. Obviously, it's got Burnett and Jahns. You've got Hector Navarro, the champion, in the background, looking like that he's observing everything that's happening. So, yeah, when I saw this, my jaw about hit the freaking floor. This is just so much levels of awesome. I can't even begin to describe it. So, I mean, seriously, how awesome is that? That's freaking amazing. So, yeah, Brian Ward, you did an awesome job with that. I mean, I almost don't have any words that can describe it. It's just so effing awesome, to say the least. So, yeah, needless to say, there's a lot of people that are very excited to see this match. Now, with that being said, as I kind of hinted at in my last JTH Reacts, I mentioned at the very end of the video that I kind of have mixed feelings about the InnerGeekDom division itself. Now, when I said that, a lot of people did not understand what I was coming from. I probably should have explained it then, but I didn't really want to, trudge people along with, 5 to 10 minutes of rambling. That said, I feel like I kind of need to explain myself, but to benefit people, I'm not going to do it at the beginning of the video because I don't want to have people suffer and trudge through a bunch of rambling that you probably don't have any interest in listening to. So I'm going to put it at the end of the video to explain where I'm coming from with this. Now, let me state for the record that my issues with the InnerGeekDom, I wouldn't even say they're issues. My concerns with the InnerGeekDom division have zero to do with my personal entertainment to the InnerGeekDom division itself. I enjoy watching this division as much, if not more, than the team division and the singles division. For one reason, a lot of the InnerGeekDom questions that I probably know a lot more about the InnerGeekDom categories than the traditional singles categories. I'm a very avid Star Trek fan. I'm a very avid Star Wars fan. Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter, not so much, but also I'm a big comic book movie fan. I don't know. Probably shouldn't say this to embarrass myself, but I've actually seen Guardians 2 as of this recording 4 times. Yeah, so very avid comic book movie fan. Also, very excited to see all the other comic book movies that are coming out in the near future. So yeah, my concerns with the InnerGeekDom division have nothing to do with my personal enjoyment. That said, I feel that it would be irresponsible of me that if I was not being completely honest with you guys, so that you know fully well what you can expect when you tune in to see a JTH Reacts. So with that being said, to be completely honest, you know, the InnerGeekDom division is not perfect. That said, nothing is. Now, I will say that there are some things that the InnerGeekDom division does that are great, absolutely great. That said, I need to call a spade here and say that there are some things that the InnerGeekDom division probably needs tweaking. There are some things that can be improved upon, but I'll address that at the end of the video. So yeah, let's not waste any more time with this. Let's get into the match. As far as who I think is going to win, I have a hard time not thinking that Burnett is going to pull this out fairly easily. That's no disrespect to Jeremy Jahns. I know he knows his stuff, but I think Burnett, just all in all, is a better all-around player. I think he's more knowledgeable in most, if not all, of the categories. So yeah, I got a feeling that Burnett is going to win this and get his rematch at the InnerGeekDom Championship. But is it going to happen? We'll find out. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get into this upcoming movie trivia Schmoedown InnerGeekDom #1 contendership match. It's Robert Meyer Burnett versus Jeremy Jahns. Okay, after 5 minutes of rambling, let's do this now. And this movie trivia Schmoedown is unofficially sponsored by Ginger Ale, Canada Dry. This drink is dry, just like my humor. Enjoy.
Meyer Burnett for 5 points and the win, and the retention of that belt you so love. What year saw the release of Superman 3?
1984.
I was very shocked that he got that wrong in that match. It was great seeing Hector win that. Obviously, I was following superhero news for a very long time, so obviously I kind of had a rooting interest in Hector in that match. So to see him actually win was actually kind of crazy cool.
What race is Jar Jar Binks? Gungan. And you're
I love how they just freak out when Jahns ends up winning. It's almost like they don't expect it to ever happen.
Robert Meyer Burnett. He's waiting for you.
He's no joke either. It's kind of like, all right, when you're playing a Zelda game or a game and you see that huge monster, you're like, I gotta beat that thing in order to advance. Here we are, take a breath, hope all my gear is what I need, and you just go in there hoping the fairy will bring you back to life and you can actually take him down. I'm looking forward to it. I love Robert Meyer Burnett. He's my brother in Hot Toys Collectibles. But in the end, there can only be one champion of the Great Pacific Northwest. So I gotta take him on.
Destroy Jeremy Jahns. I want my chance to win my.
I saw this video. This was very interesting to say the least.
So if you think that I'm ever going to let up on Jeremy Jahns, no, Jeremy Jahns.
If I remember correctly, I believe they announced that the #1 contenders, the winner of this will face Hector Navarro at Collider Collision. I believe they announced that and confirmed that. If that's not right, well then I just looked really stupid, but Jahns with the floating Superman look, it gets me every time.
And I'm John Camby, and Christian, we've got a match here today that a lot of fans of this new division have been waiting for.
This is a big match, John. These are two heavyweights. Even though it's not a title match, it is the #1 contender for the InnerGeekDom Championship.
It would be interesting to see if Jahns wins, where the rooting interest will be between Navarro and Jahns, because both of them got a lot of interest, got a lot of fans, got a lot of intrigue.
People have been loving it. Fans have been loving it. I've had competitors coming up to me saying, "I want to compete in there."
But ultimately, I still think Burnett's going to pull it off.
Well, maybe not. You want to compete
Star Wars is obviously the one category that might give Jahns an edge, but obviously Burnett's no slouch in that category either. So
the Crusher certainly was on. She was on point to be the one here today.
Absolutely.
I think barring any kind of real catastrophe, like in round 2, for instance, unless Burnett gets a opponent's choice or something, and Jahns may be able to screw him over. Unless there's any shenanigans, as I was trying to say. If there's any shenanigans, then Jahns might have a much better chance. But if none of that happens, I think Burnett should take this.
Did very well in that. Can't sleep on Jeremy, but Burnett has it all. I mean, the guy's got experience. He's got the personality. He is the former champion, and there's a lot of smack talk here between these guys. Here you go.
Attention, please. This is your captain speaking.
I'm here to have fun, and this has been a lot of fun. I mean, when I didn't win, it was fun. When I won, that was a lot of fun. The most fun is seeing Robert Meyer Burnett's face turn red as he screams into his cell phone.
Yes, that was very amusing.
That's a lot of intensity. I'm not that intense.
And again,
So today,
forgive the
on my road to reclaim
handsome
my title
head of
from
hair.
that featherweight of a man, Hector Navarro, I have to battle Jeremy Jahns. Jeremy Jahns is an inconsequential internet personality. 1 million followers? Who cares?
Here's the thing about Robert Meyer Burnett being the champion. He's the former champion. So really, we're on the same level. And we have the same record, same win streak. So here we are, toe-to-toe.
Well, technically it's not the same win streak because
I haven't seen him smile.
Burnett lost his last match. Jahns won. So, come on, guys. Fact check that. If that's wrong, you gotta call him out on it.
The InnerGeekDom title that is mine. The InnerGeekDom title that is mine to reclaim. It is my title. I founded it, and I want it back.
I would love to be the InnerGeekDom champion because right now, me versus Robert Meyer Burnett, this is me versus a villain. This is one of the horsemen. I just gotta take the villain down. But
yeah, that's right. If Jahns ends up beating Burnett, God, what does that do for the Four Horsemen? Jeez.
But that guy, he just wants to guess his way in. Let me tell you,
I can only imagine what that would end up doing.
His way into my axe, because I am going to put him on a pike and cut his head off, or I'm going to cut his head off and then put it on a pike.
All right, Robert, we're both in this position, this situation, #1 contender match for a reason. We're both on the level. We're both here because we deserve to be here. Difference is, you've been here before. You had it. You lost it. It's my turn now. I'm going to go through you to get the belts so then you guys can come back after me. Like I've said from the beginning, here to have fun, and by the end of this day, I'm going to have a lot more fun than you are. I promise.
Oh. Broke like a $5,000 camera.
Called that. Robert Meyer Burnett boisterous, saying that Jeremy Jahns is merely a stepping stone on his way to getting his championship back from what he calls the little pipsqueak Hector Navarro. And then you have Jeremy Jahns who says, no, you were the champion. That time's over. It's my time now.
Jeremy is rolling into this match with a lot of headway going. He's got a lot of confidence rolling right now. His performance in the Star Wars match was incredible.
Yeah, that was
pulling out that great win against
that was a lot of fun to watch too.
competitors,
But
get into this match. He's ready to go. But
yeah, as I was hinting at before about my concerns about the InnerGeekDom match, it's even more elevated when it comes to the Star Wars Championship. I'm not a, me personally, I'm not a fan of a Star Wars Championship. To devote an entire championship to one single category, I think is a little bit silly, quite frankly, because it honestly it downgrades all the other categories by saying that the other categories aren't important enough to have their own championship. So it's like when's the movie release date's title coming out, so Scott Mantz can be an undefeated champion. See, it's like let's pump the brakes a little bit. It's like when's enough. Obviously, a lot of people enjoy, as I enjoyed the match too, but to me, the championship's a little unnecessary. That's just my personal opinion. A lot of people probably don't agree with it, but
That's my man, Jeremy Jahns. Title implications on the rise. Hey guys, this Booker T, 5-time champ. Make sure you check out Reality of Wrestling. We download new episodes every Sunday. Don't miss out. Don't get shut out. And I know you can dig that, sucker.
I know, sucker.
Well, how about that? Booker T going with the underdog here in Jeremy Jahns saying it's the upset. Very, very interesting. And you have Robert Meyer Burnett hearing that and screaming from the back. The Four Horsemen not here yet, but I'm sure John Roca will be here a little later to support their former champion. I'm ready to do this thing.
I'm ready to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the
Movie Trivia Schmoedown.
3 rounds for the #1 contendership in the InnerGeekDom division.
Yeah,
Introducing
3-round
first,
standard 1-on-1 3-round match.
representing
Um,
Awesome
unfortunately, this is kind of emphasizing where I'm going to be going with this at the end of the video when I talk about the InnerGeekDom division. This is one of the things I think they need to address, but I'll get to that later on.
And here comes Jeremy.
He's such a look at him, fun. He's just dancing around to this creepy song from The Walking Dead, and he loves it.
He's got his Harry Potter PJs, he's got his Star Wars cape, he's got his hand of the Kingpin,
He's got a little bit of everything. I don't think he knows what he wants to be.
He just has so much fun doing it, and he's exactly what we need.
Is he in pajamas?
And his opponent, representing the Four Horsemen, with a record of 1 win, 1 defeat. He is the former Movie Trivia InnerGeekDom champion, the Captain, Robert Meyer Burnett.
Broca's with him. Oh, added pressure. He putting that pressure. He putting that pressure.
He's getting in his face already. I tell you something, a whole new persona over this man was wearing that smoking jacket.
Yeah, it is.
In case you didn't know, Ric Flair's theme is great.
Hey, they've held a lot of belts, the Four Horsemen. You're talking about tag team titles,
only been around for a
InnerGeekDom
little bit,
titles,
yeah.
the singles title. They've held a lot of belts.
They've done the job, and they want to keep doing dominance. John Rogan, the leader of the Horsemen, walking out the former InnerGeekDom champion. All right. Yes, sir.
How could he not get pumped when you hear that theme?
40th anniversary of Star Wars this year. We're both Hot Toys fans.
Uh-oh.
And recently, a couple weeks ago, they announced they're going to release a Princess Leia Hoth hot toy figure.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to bet you a Princess Leia hot toy Hoth outfit that I will beat you. If I beat you, you owe me. And if you beat me, well then, I owe you. So what do you say we have a friendly side wager?
They're sweetening the deal here a little
Okay.
bit.
What do you think?
Very different.
Are you using my love for Hot Toys as leverage? I love your style!
Raising the stakes.
A hot toy on the line.
That's
here,
what I'm
too.
talking about.
I love it.
A hot toy on
It just
the
got
line.
a lot more interesting.
Yes.
Because, you
Now
know,
they're gonna be
just
playing even harder.
facing
All
for a
right, here we go.
title, you know,
Here's how round number 1 works.
who cares about that? Toys! We gotta play for toys!
What?
14
Oh,
questions in round
yeah!
number 1.
That's like half his age.
14 questions in round number 1 from the categories of Marvel movies, MCU movies, DC movies, DCEU, Star Trek, Star Wars, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. Those are the categories you will have. You will have 14 questions, 1 point apiece. You will write it down on the board, 15 seconds to answer. When you answer, show the board to the camera and answer at the same time. All right, so the former champion, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right, Jeremy Jahns, are you ready?
Oh, not future champion, but yes.
All right, then let's get ready to Schmoedown!
Yay!
3 rounds. All right, here we go. Question number 1 in the category of the MCU. What is the name of the man held captive in the cave alongside Tony Stark in Iron Man? What is the name of the man held captive in the cave
So
alongside
that's
Stark?
so long ago. Oh, crap.
Interesting. You know, hey, it's one of the films that actually kind of kicked off the modern era of the superhero movies, and certainly the MCU.
Absolutely. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Damn it, I
1.
can't remember it.
Please, Robert Meyer Burnett.
Tony Almeida.
That's incorrect. Jeremy.
That dude in everything.
That's also incorrect. Looking for either Yinsen or Johansson. All right. Next.
Makes me
Alright,
feel better they
gentlemen,
didn't remember either.
Your second question
I should have
comes to you
known
from
that,
the
though.
category
But it's been a
of
while since I
Harry
saw the
Potter.
first Iron Man.
What is the name of the second Harry Potter film?
Yeah,
What is the
Chamber
name
of
of the
Secrets.
second Harry Potter film?
Do you like those Harry Potter movies?
You know what? I didn't like them at first, but they grew on me, much like Fast and Furious.
I love them from the start.
Really? Yeah.
5,
One Harry Potter
4,
question that I might actually know.
Yeah, it's long.
2, and 1. Pens
Pens
down.
down.
We'll give you some leeway. Pens down. Jeremy.
Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
That's correct for 1 point. Robert.
Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
That's correct,
Correct.
for 1 point. 1-1.
All right.
Remember that. That might be the
Alright.
only Harry Potter question I ever
Question 3
ever
category of
get
Star
right.
Trek. Who played the villainous Dr. Soran in Star Trek Generations?
Oh, Malcolm
Not
McDonald.
one of the
Or Malcolm
strongest
McDowell.
I don't think I've ever seen a Star Trek movie.
I usually like Generations. I know it's way more cheesy than, than the other ones, but
Yeah, it was just
9,
just for the
10.
nostalgia,
I don't know why I counted 10.
it's great.
Robert.
Malcolm McDowell.
That's correct.
correct.
Jeremy.
Malcolm McDowell.
Oh, that was
Oh,
a
he
big
pulled
point
that
for
one
Jeremy. That was big. You got to score points in that Star Trek category. All right,
guys.
four.
Your fourth question comes to you from the category of DC. Who played Harvey Dent in 1989?
Oh God, they made a big deal about this because he appeared in Lego Batman. What the hell was his name?
Was this guy there?
This guy?
Oh my God.
I wish. 5,
Crap.
4, 3,
It's drawing a blank.
2, 1. Pens down. All
I
right.
know it's
Robert, nothing?
It's
Billy D.
Yeah.
That's
It is
correct.
Billy D.
Billy
Williams, that's
D.
right.
All right, Jeremy Jahns going up there with the point. All right, next category.
It happens, you guys.
It's different when the lights are on.
Category of Marvel films. Marvel films. What is Magneto's prison cell made of in X2 X-Men United? I love
Plastic.
that film very much.
For a long time, it was my absolute favorite comic book movie.
Up until recently, the best version of Wolverine.
Yeah, probably.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jeremy.
Plastic.
Correct for 1 point. Robert.
Plastic.
Correct
Correct.
for 1 point. Jeremy holding
I can't
on to
believe I
that
missed
1
Billy D.
point lead.
Williams.
All right,
Happens.
next category.
All right, guys, we move into your sixth question. This comes to you in the category of Star Wars. In the film The Force Awakens, how many parsecs does Rey mistakenly think the Millennium Falcon did the Kessel Run in?
Robert Meyer
Well,
Burnett,
that's
not a
pretty
fan of
easy.
the Force Awakens.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
Let's see if he can pull something out here anyway. These are the
5,
points you got to get.
4, 3, 2,
16.
1. Robert.
6.
Incorrect.
Incorrect.
Jeremy.
14.
That's correct. Jeremy
Oh.
Jahns going up by 1 point, 2 points here now. Jeremy taking a
He
two-point
threw up
lead.
a guess ball there, and it
It
came
worked.
down.
All right, next category in the category of Lord of the Rings. In the Two Towers,
I'll never know
what
this.
does Treebeard think Merry and Pippin are when he first meets them?
Kind of ashamed to say I've never actually seen the Lord of the Rings movies. I need to do it one day though. I need to
You also played another role.
make that a
Very close.
personal vendetta
5,
for myself
4,
to finally get around and finally watching those
Jeremy.
movies.
Orcs.
Correct, Robert.
Orcs.
Correct. All right, so Robert in the point there too.
All right, they're still within 2 points of each other.
Hence the reason why I
Alright,
said
guys,
Lord of the
your
Rings
next
is not
question
really a strong
comes
suit
from the
because I would
category of
know
the
jack
DCEU.
squat nothing about it.
In Man of Steel, what did Superman say the S on his suit stood for?
Hope. Stood for hope,
You ever threw in a
but it's an
Superman
S.
I
In
think
our
it's
world, that's
probably
an
a
S.
couple years.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Robert.
Hope.
Correct. Jeremy.
Hope.
Correct.
Correct.
Jeremy holding on to that lead there. Still holding on. Jeremy
so
has
far,
been really...
Jeremy only one incorrect answer
Yeah.
so far.
Okay, next question. Category of Marvel films in Spider-Man. How much is the payout if you survive 3 minutes in the wrestling ring? How much is the payout if you survive 3 minutes?
Bonesaw is ready.
And I was about to offer you $1 if you knew.
$1,000.
Don't test me with that one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jeremy.
Believe it's $3,000 for 3 minutes.
That's correct.
Oh,
Robert.
that's right.
$100,000.
Wow,
Incorrect.
Jeremy going
Yeah,
up
it wasn't
by
that much.
3 here.
Yeah. I know.
Wow, all right, next category.
All right,
I should
guys.
remember that.
We move on into the category of
Rest in
Lord
peace,
of the
Macho Man.
Rings. In Return of the King,
Oh, another
what is
Lord of
the
the Rings
name
question.
of the giant spider that Gollum leads Frodo to?
Let's see if they know it, because I certainly will not.
The thing about the Lord of the Rings category is that there was a lot of these used once or twice names.
Ever been a king?
Very tricky.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Robert.
I don't know.
Don't have it. Jeremy.
Shelob.
That's
Correct.
Wow.
Jeremy Jahns now.
Jeez,
is
whiz.
on fire here. A 4-point lead in the first round. Next category. Robert Meyer Burnett's going to sigh a little easier here as we get to the category of Star Trek. In Star Trek, the motion picture, who accuses Kirk of being obsessed with keeping control of the Enterprise?
Without any surprise, Robert
Yes,
goes
he
right
knows
to the
it.
whiteboard.
Yeah, that one he needed. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Jeremy.
Total guess. Spock?
That's incorrect.
Robert Decker.
Incorrect. The correct answer we were looking for was Dr. McCoy.
That's what I thought.
Right.
Bones. Wow, that is
Well,
the
that's
first.
a little. That's a little.
Are you
If you
challenging?
look at that, I would challenge that because there's a whole speech that he gives about you told Deckard says you told me how you get your command again, but
Okay, let's
it's
pull
McCoy
in
that
the
actually.
Thad, bring in
Yeah,
Thad.
let's bring in
That's
Thad.
our Star Trek
Hold on.
expert.
That's different.
So we conferred with the judges. The challenge is on the table, and we are going to say that the question is going to stand. The question will stand. Robert Meyer Burnett will lose the challenge there, and we're going to move to the next category. So no points there. 9.
Notice they're
5,
not showing
judges
Burnett.
conferred,
He doesn't seem
and
happy.
we like the way the question was stated. Okay, here we go. Next category.
The next category comes to you
Yeah,
once again
he's not happy.
in DC. Who played Carol Ferris in the movie The Green Lantern?
I wouldn't be upset at either one if they get it wrong, because no one should have seen this movie. 5, 4.
I saw it once.
3,
Val will never see it again.
1. Pens down, and Robert.
It was awful.
Blake Lively.
Correct for 1 point. Jeremy.
It is Blake Lively. Okay.
Did you, okay, there you go. Okay, so now we have 10-6. Crowd just died. So, all right. What happened to the crowd?
Momentum.
Yeah, what happened to the
Sorry, I
crowd?
killed it. I'm sorry, you guys.
All right.
That's what happens when you ask Green Lantern questions.
Yeah, look at this guy. He's handsome and he's kicking my ass.
All right, here we go. Next category.
For a while.
In the category of Star Wars films, how many towers does the Jedi Temple have on Coruscant? How many towers does the Jedi Temple have on Coruscant?
I bet you Sam Witwer would get this.
You wouldn't be surprised, as long as he's not signing autographs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, and Jeremy.
4?
Incorrect.
Fuck!
Robert.
1.
Incorrect. It's 5.
No.
5
All
is
right,
correct.
Jeremy holds on to a 4-point lead as we head into the final question in round number 1. And this once again comes to you guys in the category of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. In Doctor Strange, which artist's music is Wong listening to when Doctor Strange steals a few extra books from the library?
Put a ring on it.
You
It's,
went right
it's,
there.
I like that question.
Destiny's Child. That's what it is.
All right. 5,
I remember who's saying it is Destiny's Child, right?
3, 2, 1. Pens
Pens
down.
down.
Now Jeremy and Robert.
Beyonce.
Correct.
Correct.
Jeremy.
That's kind of Katy Perry. I just,
Incorrect.
Kinda.
All right, so
All right.
Robert makes it up a little bit.
I
It's
think it's
10-7.
Destiny's Child.
Point there for Robert.
What a
That was before they
solid
broke
round
up,
by
wasn't
both
it?
these guys, and Jeremy has a 3-point lead going into round number 2.
Wow, that was rough, man. I feel winded.
Round number 2 is going to work like this. The competitors are going to spin the wheel with a lot of the same categories we have already gone through so far today. If it lands on a category they don't like, they can spin again unless it lands on opponent's choice. Each question will be worth 2 points apiece. They will have 5 questions in this round, worth 2
And as I said
points.
before, there are some things that the InnerGeekDom
And
division
you can opt for multiple
does
choice,
great.
and that will diminish
The first
the
round of the InnerGeekDom division is one of those things. The fact that they
One of the
ask
things
so
to
many
keep
more
in mind here, too,
questions
moving forward, it is
throughout.
important to note
That's
that
one of the
Robert
things
has
they
used his challenge.
they
Going
do
forward
right
to
that makes
rounds
them
2
stand
and 3,
apart.
he cannot challenge any more
Which I
questions.
think I kind of
Jeremy
just
still
gave
has
away
one
what I
in
was
his back
referring,
pocket.
or
Yep,
what
they still have the JTH
my
rule. 3
concern is
times
about
number
the
of questions should they choose it. All right, here we go.
the
Jeremy, you are in the
InnerGeekDom
lead.
division
You
as a
wanna go
whole.
first or second?
I'm going to go first.
All right. Good spin, please.
This has multiple choice, right?
It does.
Oh, is that yeah, okay. I just need to make sure. Okay.
Sometimes I
Come
wonder
on,
if anyone
Jahns.
listens to what I'm saying.
Haven't you done this enough?
But you ask that question at home a lot.
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
Don't
a
break
good
the wheel.
spin there.
Please don't break the wheel.
Thank you very much.
It's going to land. This is a big spin for Jeremy. Hoping to land on
Harry Potter.
He avoids opponent's choice. He avoids it. Is he gonna? He's gonna take it.
Harry Potter.
He's gonna take Harry
Great,
Potter.
that's going to be a bunch of questions I got no clue about.
You can take this
All
one.
right, here we go.
I guess
Jeremy,
I'll just
you have 5
sit and
questions.
watch
Round number 1 in the world
for
of
a
Harry
little
Potter.
while.
In Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets,
Mhm.
in Harry's transfiguration class, what objects do the students have to change their animals into?
Oh, fuck. I shouldn't have done this. What objects do they have to change their animals into? Certainly.
4, 3, 2.
Bags!
Does not go for multiple choice. It misses.
That's
it there.
right! Fucking multiple choice!
Robert.
Could you repeat the question, please?
Yes. In Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, in Harry's Transfiguration class, what objects did the students have to
He just
choose
asked if there was
animals
multiple
to
choice and then forgot to use it.
Hats.
Incorrect. Looking for water goblets. Water goblets. All right.
Still wouldn't have
I wouldn't have known.
Here you go. Jeremy, question 2.
All right, with multiple choice.
Yeah, if you choose to ask it, yes. Who gives Harry the gillyweed for the second Triwizard Challenge in the Goblet of Fire?
Gillyweed. Oh, yeah. Who the hell does give him gillyweed?
5, 4.
Multiple choice.
Is it A, Neville Longbottom, B, Dobby, C, Hermione, D, Mad-Eye Moody?
Hermione.
Incorrect.
Chance for steal.
Dobby.
Incorrect. Neville Longbottom.
Can I just say,
Just to prove that I don't know anything about those movies.
Completely disappointed in me right now.
All right, here we go.
Which is different than most of my life when the bottom half of my body disappoints other people.
Question, I guess that's his way of questioning whether or not he should have chose Harry Potter.
I'm not going there.
What are the hooded, ghostly figures that suck the soul from its victim?
Dementors!
There you go for 2
Correct.
points.
For 2 points.
Wow, I actually
2 points. All right.
remotely knew that one.
Jeremy, who directed Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire?
Multiple choice.
A, Mike Newell, B, Alfonso Cuarón, C, Christopher Columbus, D, David Yates.
B.
Correct.
C.
Mike Newell.
That's correct,
Correct.
for 1 point.
Steals a point.
1 point there. So now Jeremy still holding on to a 4-point lead. Your final question, Jeremy. All right. What kind of animal can Sirius Black change into?
Seriously, a wolf. A werewolf.
It's incorrect. Correct.
Yeah, I love the what over there. Thank you for the what.
A dire wolf?
For a dog.
A dog?
You're thinking of the other professor that turns into a werewolf.
Werewolf.
You're thinking of Lupin.
Now I'm going to say he's still a wolf.
Talks into a dog. Jeremy then. Jeremy now still.
John's
Harry
kind of
Potter
opened the
may
door
have been a
for
bad
him,
choice, but
so
he still has a 4-point lead.
if he spends something good, he might be able to
He's got a
take
hope
advantage
that
of this.
Meyer Burnett hits something terrible.
Hey, don't get Star Trek. Cool.
Terrible.
Here
I
we
already
go.
lost the Star Trek question. You made me lose. the
There
Star
we go.
Trek question.
Robert, your spin. You're up.
Let me use the force.
Robert needs a nice spin here.
Well, that's right. He made a big deal about the fact he was 100% on Star Trek questions. I forgot about that.
Very quickly. And around it goes. And it's going to end. Oh!
Oh!
Choice! It hits opponent's choice.
Goodness!
Where's he gonna go with
And of
this?
course, I said it, barring no shenanigans, Burnett might take this. Well,
Fuck! Yeah.
let's throw that right out the window.
He cannot take Harry Potter. No. What's he gonna go with?
Well, I can't do Harry Potter.
Correct. You cannot pick Harry Potter.
Should have saved that for you. I'm going to do Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. All
The
right.
other category I got no clue
What
about.
does
Oh boy,
the
this
former
round
champion
2,
know about Lord of the Rings?
um,
We'll find out
I
right
worked
yeah.
on the extended DVDs.
complete waste of time on my movie knowledge.
I saw Return of the King for the first time in Peter Jackson's house.
Guess we'll just
saying.
sit here and watch again like a bump on a pickle.
All right.
All right, Robert.
It'll be multiple choice, but you know.
First up with for you and your buddy Peter Jackson. In the category of Lord of the Rings, who signed the banishment order to remove Éomer from Rohan in The Two Towers?
Multiple choice.
This is not looking
Is it
good,
A,
folks.
Grima Wormtongue, B, Hama, C, Gamling, D, Theoden?
Wormtongue.
Incorrect.
Theoden.
Correct for 1 point. Jeremy jumping on it. And I heard Rachel Cushing screaming from
pissed
the
now.
inside.
I said Return of the King, though, not Two Towers.
All right, your second question in Lord of the Rings. In Fellowship of the Ring, Gandalf left to investigate Bilbo's ring. Where did he go to do his research?
He went to Orthanc?
Incorrect. Chance for steal.
Minas Tirith?
Correct for
Correct.
2 points
Jeremy
steal.
now. It looked like basically this was Jeremy's round that he wanted. Yeah.
All right, Robert.
Boy,
your
oh
third
boy, oh boy.
question.
Boy, do I look like
In
a
Return of the
complete
King,
idiot
the elves
with
reforged
protection that
the
I made.
sword that cut the ring from Sauron's hand. What name was the reforged sword given?
Multiple choice.
Is it A, Orcrist, B. Enderil, C. Sting, D. Nessil.
Andoril.
Correct for
Flavor
1
the
point.
West.
1 point. All right, 15-9. Robert Meyer Burnett fighting back.
He
here.
needs
Got
to
two
pull a
questions
miracle
left.
out of his
Got
ass,
yourself a couple
though.
more points here. Your fourth question. In the Two Towers, on the way to Helm's Deep, the refugees were attacked by orcs riding what?
Multiple choice.
Was it A. Fellbeasts, B. Bears, C. Barrow-wights, D. Wargs?
Wargs.
Correct
All
for
right,
1
there you
point.
go. Robert Meyer Burnett now having a nice little comeback here. Not too bad.
Little
Not too
comeback.
bad,
Emphasis
but
on
he's
little.
coming back.
All right, your final question in round number 2. Through what creature did Gandalf relay a message to the Eagles in Fellowship of the Ring to escape imprisonment from the top of Saruman's tower?
Multiple choice. I don't know the.
Is it A, a sparrow, B, a bat, C, a moth, D, a butterfly?
C, a moth.
That is correct for 1 point.
That was a nice ride. It looked like it was getting nasty there for a second. John
Yeah,
stole
it did.
some points. Robert Meyer Burnett still only down
Still
by
gonna have
4
a,
points
still
here
got a lot of
as
ground to
we
make up, though.
reach the third and final round. It's going to work like this. The competitors will have to pick 3 numbers between the numbers 1 and 14. The first one will be worth 2 points. The second will be worth 3, and the third will be worth 5 points. Jeremy, you are in the lead. Please pick 3 numbers between 1 and 14.
1 and 14, huh?
Yep.
8, 13, 3.
8, 13, 3. Robert Meyer Burnett.
4, 6, 12.
4, 6, and 12. All right, Robert, you are up first. In order to avoid a TKO here, you need to answer at least 2 of these questions. The first one is in the you picked category 4. That is in the category of the MCU. Which Phase 1 MCU film, including the post-credit scenes, did Samuel L. Jackson not appear as Nick Fury?
Thor.
The Incredible Hulk.
That's correct.
Oh.
2 points
Yeah,
there.
he did appear in
So
Thor.
now Robert Meyer Burnett has a chance to take the lead for the first time
I
in the
are
match here.
stupid.
He has category number 6, which he chose the category of Who Said It? Who said it? Okay. Who said the line must be drawn here? This far, no further.
Captain
I will let
Picard,
them pay
First
for what they've
Contact.
done.
Jean-Luc Picard in Star Trek First Contact.
That's correct.
Correct.
That's correct.
Wow.
knew that too.
And
Robert
Robert
Meyer
Meyer
Burnett.
Burnett, for the first time in the match, takes the lead.
Takes the lead. Okay, now we bounce back to Jeremy Jahns, who chose category 8.
drawn here.
All right.
That's far, no far.
Jeremy Jahns, you chose the number 8. That gives you the corresponding category of DC.
Just generally DC.
DC movies.
Yep.
Okay.
For 2 points and to retake the lead. What is the name of Morgan Freeman's character in
Lucius
the Dark
Fox.
Knight trilogy?
Lucius Fox.
Correct for 2 points.
All right, it's a 2-pointer, and he takes the lead 17-16. So Robert Meyer Burnett needs to hit this 5-pointer, or Jeremy Jahns will be challenging Hector Navarro for the championship at the Collider Collision. All right, category 12 is what you chose, Robert, and you chose Harry Potter films. Other than Harry Potter, name 2 of the 3 remaining Tri-Wizard challengers in Goblet of Fire.
No idea.
I have no idea.
And your winner! He's facing Hector for the championship!
Oh, boy.
Jeremy
Boy,
Jahns!
Jeremy just made this Jeremy look like a frickin' sack of retardedness.
Robert, unfortunately for him, spun opponent's choice, which really screwed
Yeah,
him in that
opponent,
match.
yeah.
He does it again, John. It's unbelievable that he
Shenanigans.
Hector Navarro at the Collider
That said, I
Collision
mean,
for the championship.
If you
even
wanted to
before
know
that,
Robert
Burnett
Meyer
wasn't
before
playing
this match started, what
particularly
could
strong.
possibly go wrong for Robert Meyer Burnett?
Obviously,
He seemed to
opponent's
check
choice
off all the
basically
boxes
dug his own
from
grave, but
spinning opponent's choice to having,
opponent's
Jeremy
choice
spin one of his strokes
honestly
in
had
Harry Potter,
little to
and
do
he
with
did
it.
just
And
then
Jahns
on
just
his
outplayed him.
5-point
That's simple.
question, end up with the Harry Potter question. It just was not his day.
It's just one of it. You looked at it. Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings are the two categories that he likes to stay away from.
But they're major categories.
They are, and so it looks like Jeremy Jahns is now pushed. If you think about it, the craziest thing is Jeremy Jahns has a better record than the champion.
Yes, he does.
Jeremy Jahns is 2-1. Hector is 1-1.
And listen, he just beat the guy who has beaten Hector Navarro before. So I kind of like Jeremy's chances rolling into this title match.
And he's avenged the loss against the guy who beat him at the Spectacular. So
Absolutely.
let's talk to Emma Fyfe, who is with both Robert Meyer.
Emma Fyfe actually gets to do an interview for once.
What's up, Movie Trivia Schmoedown fans? We are here with Jeremy Jahns, who has done it again.
I try. What can I say? Just here to have fun, and this is really fun.
Yeah.
What can I say?
I mean, let's roll back, Jeremy Jahns.
Okay.
Let's roll back to before the Schmoedown Spectacular, and you participated in the InnerGeekDom the first time around. You didn't even know if you wanted to do it.
Yeah. I mean, Christian was like, "Hey, you want to do this thing?" I was like, "I don't know. It might not be my thing." I saw how fun it could be, so I was like, "Yeah, that looks like a good time. Let's do it." So I did it, and well, here I am.
Here you are.
Right.
You just keep winning.
Hey, well, you know, I'm not gonna lie. I need to marathon Harry Potter big time. I get that. I know that. And that's what I'm gonna do. That's the next priority.
I need to marathon everything, not DC, Marvel, Star Trek, Star Wars. That's what I need to do.
So in order to do that, I need to really bone up on that knowledge.
Go home and brush up on your Harry Potter. Now, this, I have to say, Jeremy, we have found out that maybe Lord of the Rings is a not-so-secret strength of yours, because if I remember correctly, in the last InnerGeekDom, Jason Inman was gifted Lord of the Rings as an opponent's choice, and you and Rachel took turns stealing that from him.
Yeah, that was good times. I'm telling you, I knew that she was going to crush Lord of the Rings. I just needed to be faster on the buzzer than she was, and she was faster than me every time. So, I mean, I tried a tactic. It didn't work out, but I've never hidden the fact that I love me the Lord of the Rings.
But it definitely served you well this time.
Yes, absolutely. Served me well this time. My only thing was I was kind of apprehensive, like, should I have spun again? And then
I'm going to have to think really hard about who I think is going to win that InnerGeekDom title match.
Him Harry Potter, or him Lord of the Harry Potter. Right?
I'm going to have to rewatch
There's a lot happening in my head right now.
There is.
So, you know,
Hector's match
so you look back,
against
but in the end,
Burnett.
It worked. It seemed to
But
work.
Well, now you are the number
obviously,
one
I know he knows
contender,
comic
so
book
you'll have a
movies.
chance to take on the current champion,
Star
Hector
Wars he's very
Navarro.
knowledgeable
How are
about.
you feeling going into that
The other
match in
stuff
the
I'm not
Collider
quite
Collision?
sure. I think he
Collider
knows a little bit
Collision
about
sounds
Lord of
like
the
a lot
Rings, a
fun.
little bit about Harry Potter.
I do want to take on Hector. Seems like
Star Trek, I
Hector
think he's pretty good at it too, so
I can't stop here. You can't just get here and then stop. I gotta go for Hector. So
that's a
Hector,
tough match to
it's you and
predict.
me, man. Let's do it.
To be quite
You
honest.
think you have a pretty good chance?
Judging by today and last time, yeah, I think I have a pretty good chance. Gonna marathon me some Harry Potter. Have I said that yet? Because I'm totally doing that.
Well, I will not be surprised if we continue to see great things out of you. So I have a question for you, Jeremy. Do you think that you are going to be the new InnerGeekDom champion?
Well, metachlorians are not a thing, but the Force is. I feel a tremor in the Force. I'm feeling good about this. I really am. The Force is speaking to me. It worked on the wheel when I used the Force on the wheel.
That's true. We've seen it happen a couple of times. Well, may the Force be with you, Jeremy, and we will see what happens in the Collider Collision. We'll be right back with Robert Meyer Burnett.
Yeah, this interview ought to be interesting.
And we are back with Robert Meyer Burnett, and John Roca seems to be
Stop
here
you here,
as
Emma.
well.
This is enough. This thing has been rigged from the beginning. All right. They're gonna rig. I know they're gonna rig me at Collider Collision. This man is the man that should be facing Hector Navarro. That joke of a champion. The Four Horsemen are getting screwed over all over this tournament. We're not losing legitimately. We're being screwed over. 5 tournament. Like, all this is so ridiculous. And Emma, you too. You've been against us from the beginning too. This whole place has been against us. Harloff, I don't know what you're doing, man, but I don't like it. This is the man that should be challenging Hector Navarro. Tell him.
Well, the outlaw has spoken, and I believe in what he says. But I think I've made a fatal error, Emma.
Okay.
Vito Corleone, who is the star of my favorite film of all time, The Godfather, once said, "Never let anyone outside the family know what you're thinking." My problem is I've been acting like a 70s comic book villain, screaming and yelling and talking about how Hector Navarro is going down.
Definitely true.
That was the wrong way to be. I need to be cunning. I need to be behind the scenes. I need to take a page from your book. And I don't want to be just an outlaw. I want to be the greatest.
I so hope that
will ever see me
Roca and
Really, you wanted to take
Nost
a page
knock
from the
off the
Outlaws book? He's the most
Patriots, the
notorious
Collider
screamer and
Collision.
yeller we have here in the league.
This side of you, Emma. This side of you, Emma.
I have beaten myself in 2 matches. I get all cocky, and what happens? I miss a Star Wars question. I miss a Star Trek question. I miss Lord of the Rings. I don't know who Shelob is. Really?
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Yeah, this not yelling and screaming thing is really working out for you here, Robert Meyer Burnett.
Never. You're against us. Roke
Okay.
is right. Fuck all y'all.
Okay, so you guys.
What he said, 1,000.
Well, I guess that concludes our.
Give me this. You know something? I clearly need to get back on my game. So now there's that Tim Franco, whatever, Andy Signora clone. Some fan from he's late to the party. Who's ever late to parties? The lame millennials.
Who's ever late to parties?
You get there first, so you
Late
get
to
the
the
best
party is
alcohol.
always late to the
Everyone knows
parties.
that. But I'm
Is
gonna
that a
take
cheap
this guy
plug
on.
to
I'm
them?
gonna fight him. I'm gonna get my mojo
Possibly.
back, just like Jim Morrison did. And you know what? I'm coming back. I'm coming back for Inman. I'm coming back for Hector Navarro. And most of all, I am coming back for Jeremy Jahns.
All right, so much happening there. Obviously, Jeremy talking about he's got respect for Hector Navarro, but he wants that belt. He's going for that belt. He's in the collision.
Christian
And
doesn't even
how
know where to
about-
begin.
Yeah, Roca in there screaming about how it wasn't fair, and that's what Roca does. But Robert Meyer Burnett does something we didn't see coming. He challenges one of the guys from late to the party, the fans, the reacting guys who are supposed to be here, and he challenges Tim Franco to a battle. Is that him just being angry and wanting to beat someone senseless?
Look, well, I think if you're a competitor like Robert Meyer Burnett and you take a disappointing loss like this one, you don't want to sit around and think about it. You want to jump right back into the ring. We've got a couple guys coming up here that look like they might be tasty for him.
Yeah, that's actually great for those guys that late to the party. It's nice that they got that that rub from the Schmoedown team.
Impressive to watch her head not explode. So there it is. I mean, Jeremy Jahns, he does it. He shocks the world again. The question is, where does Robert Meyer Burnett go in the InnerGeekDom League? We know he's probably going to have this singles match if Tim Franco accepts it. But in the InnerGeekDom, there's a lot of new contenders out there. Jason Inman's got to be chomping at the bit now to get at him.
Well, let's not forget that he is also a competitor in the team division, and he's doing quite well with a very good team in Team Heroes, if I do say so myself. And he's on a roll there. He'll do well.
All right, so guys, that's it. Make sure that you like and comment on this video so we get more matches just like this. And here's a question for you. Who's going to win at the Collider Collision? Will Hector hold on to the belt, or will Jeremy Jahns be our new InnerGeekDom champion? Go ahead and comment.
Something I'll have to think about for a while, because I'm torn on it. I really am.
Facebook page, and if you aren't playing fantasy, you should. And why? Well, these two maniacs are going to tell you why.
Okay, boy, that was something I wasn't anticipating for a match that I thought that Burnett was going to take pretty easily. Jeremy Jahns pretty much took him to school, pretty much. So yeah, that was quite an upset there. Jeremy Jahns wins the #1 contenders match and goes on to Collider Collision to challenge Hector Navarro for the InnerGeekDom Championship. So now, unfortunately, this is the part that I don't think many people are looking forward to me to talk about. So this is why I put it at the end of the video. So obviously, if you have no interest in what I'm about to say, you don't need to watch anymore, because I'm probably going to end up rambling for a little bit. But as I was talking about, there are some concerns that I have with the InnerGeekDom division. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is obviously because I'm such a fan of the Schmoedown in general. So I want it to be as good as it possibly can be. So whenever there are some things that I think should be improved upon, I think, just throwing out suggestions is always a good idea. So one of the things I did notice that I'm pretty sure that they changed up is the first round, where they elongated the number of questions. I don't remember them having that many questions on there before. So yeah. That's the main concern that I've always had with the InnerGeekDom division. Excuse me, is that all in all, the InnerGeekDom division is just too similar to the actual singles competition, and as a result, there's not enough there to make it stand out from the other leagues. The team competition and the singles competition are done in different ways. They still have kind of the same format, but they're differed with number of questions in certain rounds. And I noticed in this InnerGeekDom match, they did the same thing in round 1. but ultimately in round 2 and round 3, it's basically the same format. So I like how they tweaked up that just to make it different, because obviously if you make it too similar to the singles competition, and I know Christian doesn't want it to come off this way, and I know fans don't want it to come off this way, and I don't want it to come off this way either, because I'm such a fan of it. But when you do it so similar to the singles competition, it just feels like a lower tier singles league. Frankly, it comes off like a AA baseball league in comparison, because it's basically the same thing as the singles competition, only a drastically reduced number of categories and a drastically reduced number of players. So it's basically the same thing but less. So it feels kind of, lower tier, and it's not fair to the guys and girls that are taking part in the competition. But in hindsight, that's kind of what it comes off that way, and that's not how I would like it to do that, frankly. So I think there should be some way to change it and tweak those things up. Like, for example, I think one thing that they should probably do, all the categories that are a part of the InnerGeekDom division, I think should be InnerGeekDom exclusive. The MCU, comic book movies, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, I think they should be InnerGeekDom exclusive categories. Because what do all these categories have in common? They are specialized franchises that are in bigger tier genres. Well, what are all the categories in the singles competition? Comedy, drama, action adventure, fantasy sci-fi, and categories like that. To me, I don't think the singles competition needs, separate branches of certain genres. I don't think they need a Star Wars or a Star Trek, because those franchises are incorporated to those genres. So you could sprinkle in these franchises in those categories. Like, for instance, you could put a Star Trek or a Star Wars question in fantasy sci-fi. You could put a comic book movie question in action adventure. To me, I don't think those categories need to be in the actual singles competition. And by doing that, it adds a different element to the InnerGeekDom division, because I think that's the main thing that needs to be done with the InnerGeekDom division as a whole. It just needs to be different from the other leagues. And I think that's what leads to the other issue currently that the InnerGeekDom division has. It's just the fact that the top tier players are not only not taking part in the InnerGeekDom division, but they don't really seem like they have any interest to take part in it either. And unfortunately, that hurts the people that take part in the division, because it doesn't look like the top tier players have any interest in taking part in the division. It hurts those players by comparison. It's unfortunate, but it does come off that way. So, like I said, to me, it's about just being different. As long as the InnerGeekDom division does things that stand apart from the other two leagues, I think the InnerGeekDom division will continue to flourish and continue to grow. Like the Fatal 5-Way matches that the InnerGeekDom division does. I think that's an excellent idea. I think that should be made a special attraction feature that is InnerGeekDom exclusive. Because one of the problems that I've seen, not just on the Facebook page, but on YouTube comments in general, I've seen this one a lot. Like, people have said, quote, I want to see in the singles competition, I want to see a rematch of the Legends table from the free-for-all. I want to see Roka versus Burl versus Andraco versus Viviani versus McWeenie. And I'm like, no, you cannot do that. And the reason is, the second that you do that, it takes away a special feature that makes the InnerGeekDom division special. As soon as you take that away from the InnerGeekDom division and make it part of the singles competition as well, you've taken away something that makes the InnerGeekDom division stand out on its own. So I hope that Christian and company stand pat by that, and they do not do something like that for the singles competition, because the more things that the InnerGeekDom division has that stands apart from the other leagues, the better this division will be as a whole, and for hopefully many years to come. So that's basically what I had to say. I didn't want that to come off as negative as I hope it didn't come off, but to me, it was just something I felt I needed to address because at the time when they first announced that they were going to do this InnerGeekDom division, that was the one thing that I was worried about could potentially happen. I was all in favor of a league that had this kind of thing take place, but my main concern is I just hope it's not too similar to the singles league. The second that it does that, it just feels like a lower tier league. They're definitely taking strides based on what I saw in this match to try to differentiate, but I think that more ultimately can be done, and I hope they do take additional strides to do that. So that's basically what I had to say. Sorry if that came off a little ranty, but I felt that that needed to be said, and again, I felt that I did need to be honest about that, because that is something, because to me that's the one thing that we as Schmoedown fans should do. Sometimes we need to give suggestions of how to make we feel the show better than it is, because the Schmoedown is definitely on the rise. It's one of my favorite things to look forward to all week, and I want it to be the best damn show it could possibly be. And the only way it can get better is if people give open suggestions. And Christian sometimes is very open to suggestions, and if he likes them enough, he will ultimately use them. So, I'm not saying that Christian has to adhere to what I've had to say. Again, just an open suggestion. Hope he at least listens to it. But yeah, so this has been my movie trivia Schmoedown reaction to Robert Meyer Burnett versus Jeremy Jahns. Was very surprised by the outcome. So, as he said in the video, who is going to win that match? Damned if I know. That's definitely a match that I am very excited to see now. So, with that being said, this has been JTH Reacts to Movie Trivia Schmoedown. If you like what you have seen, you can always follow me on Twitter at WWEJTH1. I will post every single one of my JTH React videos to my Twitter page, and occasionally I will post these matches also on the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Facebook page. So, if you don't happen to see it here, you have other places that you can check out my edition of JTH Reacts. So until then, I've rambled on long enough. This has been JTH Reacts saying thank you for watching, and until next time, I bid you adieu.